Be honest, are the two women driving you just a little insane? No, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing: when you are married to women who are dedicated to personal growth, they have morals, and they're willing to cooperate and work with you and really build a family, you can't get no better than that. How to deal with a husband's favoritism within a polygamous marriage in a healthy way. How to not care. You want to address that?
Yeah. Okay. Here's what I do when I when I listen to questions or read the questions, kind of like process things. Because there's a couple things here. How to deal with it in a healthy way and how to not care. But one of the things said how to deal with a husband's favoritism. Two, this is a twofold thing. We have to find. We have to ask ourselves: is it really? Is he? How do we know? Like, for one, I mean, is he actually showing favoritism? And is he? If he is actually showing favoritism, to um, have a conversation with him about it and how you feel or what you may have observed or anything like that. However, we train and talk about proper communication and how to do it in a proper way in our relationship mastery inner circle. But being able to be transparent and be able to have the hard conversations and to get clarity if that's something that it is. But how to not care, that's an interesting thing because I remember that being a thing with me saying, well, how do I not care that this stuff, is going on? Or how do I not care? And when I say this stuff, the stuff in my head of thinking that he's showing favoritism. How do I not care that they had this this marriage long before I came along? All these different things that can cause issues within myself, my life, that can cause me to feel insecure about myself. What I had to realize and what I had to figure out for myself is that benefiting me? How is that benefiting me if it is? And usually people can only say it only benefits them in a way of feeling victim, of being the victim, because sometimes when we play victim, we get a lot of attention. However, is that the type of attention that we want? Realizing that working on ourselves, knowing how beautiful we are, great we are, all that other good stuff. We're back online, guys. I don't know what happened. Yep, Sony's on too. Yeah. So this, something else wanted to steal the shine. So it's just the way it goes. Okay. I don't understand. That really supposed to be a question, but I don't understand that. Oops. See that?
Did you answer the question on that? You finished with that one?
Yeah, I finished with it.
Okay.
How to not care.
All right. What's this one here? All right, Pearl. You make a statement that says, in this country where polygyny is not recognized by law. I don't know really what that means. Say in this country. Don't get that. Maybe you could provide some clarification there. If not, no problem. But I don't know what that means.
Oh, maybe it was
But we do have some things on lawful versus legal, as well as a few other things as well. So check our previous videos.
Okay. Lisa, as a second wife, what would be the best way to welcome a second wife into a family without being too much? Huh, that's that's an interesting question, and actually an interesting question asking a, a subsequent or a second wife, because I've never really got that question asked directly to me. Usually, Coach Fatimah gets this question. Um, but it's pretty cool because it's like, okay, well, if you were, how would you want it to be recognized? I don't know. But I say be you though. Be yourself. Be yourself. The one thing that women want, that people want, period, is authenticity. Because, sometimes we may feel like, okay, well, I want this person to like me. I want this person to feel welcome. I want them to feel comfortable. And the energy could be too much. The energy could be, you can have like an introverted person that could just be a little extra for them. It could be anything like that. But, or you're not being your total authentic self, and then it changes later on down the line, and it's like, okay, well, I thought this was what the person was like, and now I find out that they're not like this. So the thing is, first and foremost, that I can say, and is being authentic. um the one thing is, and you guys heard, those who are familiar with our story, familiar with the chapter 1 and the chapter 2 and all that way up to that, where Coach Fatimah and I were very cordial, but we weren't where we are right now like this. However, I knew where she stood. I knew her energy. I knew what it was. So how I was able to deal with it, I was able to give her space. I was able to let her be her, and I was able to be me. And we are we are great, where we are now. And she knows that I was not phony coming in. I know that she wasn't phony with me coming in. So first and foremost, main thing, being the main thing, be authentic. And if you are welcoming and wanting to establish a relationship, again, like we say, let it be known. Let it be known. We would like to, but also give, just as much as I tell incoming wives and subsequent wives to give the initial wife space. I will also say the same, vice versa. They, may have their own feelings and insecurities and anything else coming in, and may need space to process and digest and adjust as well. Hopefully that helps. Tanisha, you asked a question, and we're not going to be able to answer this in a quick live stream. So if you could send that question over to support at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com, and we can address it there, inshallah. That would be, God willing, that would be great.
Musa Yehudi, or Moses Yehudi says, be honest, are those women driving you just a little insane?
Just a little. Only a little bit. I'll let you answer.
Wait. Yeah, that's on one of them.
Alaikum
salam, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I can hear you pretty clearly.
Okay, good. I just saw the text. Okay, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and continue then, inshallah, for a few more minutes. That's Coach Fatimah, everybody. Yes. So the question is, be honest, are the two women driving you just a little insane? No, like for real? You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. When you are married to women who are dedicated to personal growth, they have morals, and they're willing to cooperate and work with you and really build a family, you can't get no better than that. All right? They be driving me a little bit insane, and maybe they were outworking me, and I'm just trying to sit back and chill and be served and all that. The fact is, we know that service to many leads to greatness. So what we're doing is it's not simply only for us. All right, it's for generations that we may never meet in this life. So no, they don't. They really provide more peace than anything, and they both are masterpieces. Okay, in both senses of the word. Both senses. Yeah. So you got masterpiece, P-I-E-C-S-E. Yes, but they are masters of peace, P-E-A-C-E, and I'm definitely grateful for that. So
yes, yeah. I am too. My co-wife is awesome. We are awesome together. Anyway.
All right, sure. Why? And the Torah, you can marry sisters. Yes, I know, as long as it's not to hurt the first. Right. Follow the Torah anymore. I'm gonna need you to mute. Okay, you got it. Perfect. Pearl asked a question. Okay, here's some little clarification on what she was meaning earlier when it came to legal stuff. All right. Now, again, we go into more detail. I think last week, Coach Fatimah and I were talking about it. This is how do you set up financially and estate-wise for your subsequent wife, and you're legally married to your first wife if you transition before them, especially when your first wife is not on board with your second marriage? All right, good question, very good question. What you do is you are proactive. One, you have a number of different things set. So you can set your will up and you can customize that. All right, one. Also, you can set your insurances up. You can set up trusts. All right, all of these structures are built and customizable for you, regardless of who's considered the legal wife or not. Okay, again, because they're both lawful wives, period. But as the man, as the leader, you have to educate yourself on how to set up a trust. All right, when it comes to splitting assets and things like that, if it's you have a corporation, that's really easy to do because that's just a matter of shares and splitting those. We are not any type of ist. All right, so we just psychiatrists, therapists, any ist whatsoever, but we are coaches, and you can take our information as educational and for entertainment purposes, if you like that. Ta-da! Just from that perspective, because the legalese, it needs to be said. You are an adult. You're responsible for your life, the quality thereof, and how things move. And since we don't know your ambition level, your intentionality, your commitment to personal growth, your commitment to making your marriage work, it doesn't matter what we say. You could take it and should take it with a grain of salt. All right. So, we have to put that out there, but it's not difficult to do at all. There are many different resources that are available for those who are in polygyny or just want to structure their stuff up, because you could be involved. I mean, you have prenuptial agreements. You know what I'm saying? Where you're trying to protect yourself just in case she or he may not be the one. And they're absolutely legit and legal, all right, because it's a contract. So we have the unlimited, unrestricted right to contract, and we should take advantage of that, because that just is a sign of maturity and trying to plan as much as possible and think things out and think things through. Okay. So one more again, let me go ahead and 1 second. Before you skip this ad, my wife and I have something very important to ask you. And I'm Coach Nazir, by the way.
And I'm his wife, Coach Fatimah.
And I am also his wife, Coach Nyla.
Do you desire more vibrancy and emotion in your relationships? Are you okay with just being satisfied or settling?
In these trying times, most people have been socially and emotionally distanced and disconnected.
People are cringing for change and improvement right now. That's why we decided to create something very special for you. Now, don't worry, it's free, and it's our special gift to you.
If you want the confidence that comes with a secure, loving relationship, we believe you're going to love the video series we put together for you.
We just need to know where you want us to send it, so click that link down below.
We look forward to helping you garner the respect, emotion, and love you deserve with your most important relationships.
We can't wait to send it to you, so tell us where to send it. Make sure you are always practicing and living with GOC. Make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level
every single day.
Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
All right, cool. And we're back. So I'm going to say MCK or Mick K. All right. Sister says, as women, we are blessed to have work and provision. So we're not looking for a man to pay everything. We need pious leaders. We are willing to chip in. Indeed. And we find many times those that tend to be the most successful relationships because they're looking at family first more than anything. And they're looking at working together, having teamwork. So good stuff, though it's not required. How does man access what kind of leader he is? And what are the signs that he isn't a leader at all? Good question. All right, so the author I told you about said, you know what? If a man, he said if a man, he said if a person is calling themselves a leader, but knowing no one is following them, meaning under their influence, then he's just taking a walk. He's not really leading anyone. All right? See, that's like, it just reminds me, there's a book. It's like, I think it's called like Self-Crowned or something, right?
Oh.
First of all, a king, you don't crown yourself. All right, you don't give that title to yourself. All right, that's really egotistical. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up really fast. If y'all can still hear us, which I hope you can. What is going on? Yeah, it got to be internet in the stream. This is crazy. Crazy. Whew. All right, so man's not self-crowned. All right, there's a book called Self-Crowned by this dude, not promoting the dude because his name is Derek Jackson. Many of you probably know of him. He was promoting, monogamy hard, talking crazy about polygyny, going hard on these dudes and all kind of stuff. And when I just saw him and I saw his whole vibe, I was like, he looked like he's just trying to catch. And time will promote you or expose you. He was just trying to catch, had several mistresses, got one pregnant, all kind of stuff, cheated on his wife. many, many times while he was even asking for forgiveness. He was at his girlfriend's house, his mistress' house. So yeah, all of that type of stuff. But a king ain't self-crowned. When you self-crown, that's really an ego, narcissistic type thing. So how does a man access what kind of leader he is? There's a whole process you go through, really knowing your personality type, but more really looking at what you've been able to demonstrate as a man and for your family, for those other than just you. All right, because you can be totally independent and be a man and be trash. You know, fact of the matter is every 18 seconds, a woman goes into the ER in the United States because she's been physically abused. So domestic violence is really, really high. And we haven't even touched on addiction, abuse, and other types of abuse. So, you know, a person can be a man all day. That doesn't make you a man of value, nor does it make you a king at all. All right, because kings can be oppressive, and that's usually the default because power corrupts. So that's why we talk about morals and we're pro-morals. All right, we're not anti-monogamy, we're simply pro-moral. So whether you practice monogamy, polygyny, that part really doesn't matter. What matters is if you are practicing it morally, no matter what your creed may be. You know, it's just important that we do what we're supposed to do as men. That in and of itself helps fix a lot of the problems that we have going on in society and at a larger level. So with that, we're going to do one more check for any questions. Prayerfully that helped.
Would you advise to practice polygamy with someone abroad? Would you advise someone to practice polygyny with someone abroad?
I don't have an opinion on that. You know, it depends on what their goals are and everything else. So, you know, whether they're abroad or whether they're close, again, they just have to again, they're Muslims, then there are requirements. There are measurables, and that's the time and the money. And then of course there are the intangibles. So those things still fit no matter what. I know brothers that are married that have wives in different countries. Sometimes they go to one country for 3 months, go to their home country for 3 months, and just do it like that. And it appears to work for them. You know, so they do longer times and everything else. And with COVID, got caught up in some stuff. So, you know, it could work and it also not work. It depends on if the people are willing to work. That's the denominator. And we're good. So we're already over an hour. Appreciate you for being here. Make sure to connect with us, outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. Get your free download of the checklist to help make your relationship successful. Should you have questions that maybe have not been asked today live and you're watching the recording right now, then you could always email us, support@outstandingpersonalrelationships.com, or in the comment section. We do check them, we do read them.
Make sure you are connecting with us on our social medias. Of course, you guys see us already on Clubhouse, at Coach Nyla, my wonderful co-wife, at Coach Fatimah.
And Coach Nazir.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways Outstanding Personal Relationships can help you.
One is by following us on our social medias. Follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships and on Facebook and YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Number 2, make sure you head over to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and subscribe to the email list. From there, you will get downloads as well as updates, any and all updates. And you also get an update on the release of our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny, Uncensored.
Number 3, if you are serious about polygyny relationships and really developing fulfillment and happiness, make sure you register for our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, which is members only, which includes downloads. It includes access to us live on a weekly basis. So that's at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM. We'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.